welcome to today's reading on healing relationships. So, the good part, what am I saying? I just lost my chain of thought there. So, anyway, what I was gonna say was that in any relationship, whether it is with your parents, or whether it is with your boss, or whether it is with your friends, or whoever person in your life, there is so much hidden that triggers a lot of not peaceful state in a relationship, a lot of dis-ease. And because it's not that evident, because we are only looking at the physical aspects and not the core energetic aspects of what's happening, what wounds can we heal to make this relationship more easy and peaceful, we continue to live our whole lives in that like distorted state. But it's not meant to be like that. It's meant to be easy flowing, happy, fulfilling, supportive. And it's not that every relationship will be able to be with you throughout your whole life. There will be some relationships where you will grow together. There will be some relationships that will come and teach you something and then fall apart, or you because you have signed up different contracts for different durations, and it's nothing to take personally. But because people focus so much on the physical security aspect of it, and they let their fears overrule what will truly make them happy, they end up suffering in relationships, or they remain stuck in the same situation for a very long time because they don't see the deeper aspects, and that you can heal those aspects and move to a better state of being within the relationship. So we'll be looking at that using the intuitive life tarot oracle cards. And in the book, she has given this beautiful spread of the relationship healing reading using 6 cards, and I will be using that for 3 piles. So whichever pile you feel drawn to the most will be your part of the reading. And before you choose any of the three, just think or of the person that you currently have in mind that you feel like a little iffy about, like your relationship with them is not in the best place. So you can think about that person in your mind and then choose a choose a pile and that will be your reading. So let's take out a charm for pile number 1 for their relationship healing reading. I get this charm so many times. Like this charm has come out in almost all the readings, and this is like carrying baggage in a relationship. So you see here there are 2 people, and there is a lot of dark baggage that's there in between them. So this is not a negative thing, but an opportunity to evolve and heal and feel better, and more reason to rejoice after you've let go of this unnecessary baggage. So this is awesome. This is not a negative charm at all. We have baggage in all relationships, and there's always something more to evolve from, right? So let's take a charm for pile number 2. Oh, nice. So this is like the boat. This is the water, and there's an anchor down here near the rocks. I am not sure if it's very clear, but this is the charm of like anchoring the boat in the ocean floor so that it doesn't move. That's a nice charm. I will zoom in to this part of the reading. Okay, let's get a charm for, I don't know, is this view better? Okay, let's get a charm for pile number 3. Okay, so we have a loudspeaker for pile number 3. So think of a person you have in mind or have been recently thinking about. Think of that person and then allow the charms, whichever like you feel like most drawn to, like your eye gets stuck on that pile, um, or whichever you feel may be your pile. You can jump to that part of the reading using the timestamps in the description box below. I will give you the side view as well using my palm. Okay, so this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3. Okay, so I'll see you guys there. Welcome, pile number 1. Those of you who chose this beautiful charm of 2 people carrying some baggage. Let's take a look at your card. So first I'll take out a card for you. What's your... And this first card is your energy in regards to the relationship. So pile 1's. What's pile 1's energy? Okay. I will take this one. I will invert it for now. Okay, let's see. What's pile 2's what's pile 1's emotional wound that they are projecting onto the other person and needs healing? What's the emotional wound of pile 1? What is pile 1 projecting in this relationship towards the other person? 2 cards. Okay, I'll take that. Let's see, what is pile 1's other person's energy in this relationship? What's the other person's energy in this relationship? Okay, so we have this card. And what's the other person's emotional wound that they are projecting? Okay. And then we have, what's the coaching advice, action steps and higher guidance in regards to the relationship? What's the action that pile 1 can take? So much action energy. Damn. I'll take this one. And what is the highest good of this relationship? What's in the highest good of this relationship? Of pile 1. What's in the highest good of this relationship? Damn. Okay, I have this card. So we are ready to look at your cards, pile 1. So what is your energy, pile 1, in this relationship? So the card that came out for you is increase. You have successfully manifested something near and dear to your heart. Okay. And what is your person's energy? Celebration. And this was inverted. Take time out. So perhaps this is more of a time out than celebration. Okay, let's take a look at your other cards. What is your emotional wound, pile 1? Power struggle. The void. What is their emotional wound? Universal flow. Okay. So, we'll look at the other 2 cards a little bit later, but what seems like here is that you have increased in some way, like you two were on the same vibration at some point in the relationship, and like a similar vibration, like perhaps you both shared a pattern that needed healing, and perhaps you, because it says increase, it it probably means, what's coming to me is you have increased your vibration in some way. So you have raised your vibration, you've understood the patterns, you've understood what is in your highest good, and you have raised your vibration and you see all those patterns that no longer serve you. Perhaps you felt very controlled by them, or perhaps you felt like they were putting a lot of expectations on you, which was limiting your own happiness and freedom. Or some other pattern, perhaps you no longer share the same belief as them anymore. Like the base of your existence has shifted in some way. And now, with the power struggle, emotional wound. So, this is perhaps what you have increased from, like the power struggle and the void. So, both of these cards suggest that perhaps in the past, you were giving away a lot of your own power to other people. Perhaps you felt like you were at the mercy of other people in this relationship. So perhaps they were an authority figure in your life, and you thought that they had all the power to dictate your choices, and you trusted them and you didn't mind at the time. But you soon realize that even if you love somebody, if they are acting from a fear based mentality, a victim mentality, they may not be able to make the best choices for you because they are stuck in their own cycles. And once you've seen that, your love doesn't go away for them, but you do feel like at a different vibration with them. Like the way they make choices and the way you make choices is completely different. And perhaps you want to make some choices in your life that is not comprehensible to their understanding because they are still operating in a lack mindset, in a victim mindset. And so your choices may seem completely absurd because they are so fearful. And you cannot explain these things. Like these things have to be felt, these have to be self experienced. So you know that um, you cannot just simply explain your choices to these other people in your life. So there's like this power struggle thing that's going on, and you perhaps in the past felt like you gave a lot of your power away to other people, and you don't want to allow that anymore. And this void says that perhaps what you have increased from is the void state, where perhaps in the past you were covering up the emptiness and pain within you through an addiction. This addiction can be work, food, material luxuries. Like perhaps you felt lack of self-worth, and so you try to prove yourself in work by doing more and more and more work. Or perhaps you felt um, insecure about your finances, and so you try to feel more secure by buying more stuff like that. So there was like this addictions, unhealthy addictions that you had, and you have recognized those addictions and healed them by connecting to this universal flow. Like you have connected yourself to your higher self and the source, and so these addictions, they are blatantly evident to you at this point. Maybe not all, but whatever this person was helping you recognize, you have um, healed those. And so there is like this disconnect. And the other person in this relationship, because the celebration was reversed here, so perhaps you guys are taking some time out in this relationship because you know that they are not connected to the universal flow, and they live a very rushed addictive lifestyle, and they are very analytical, logical about their choices, are very 3D based, and not in the creator mindset. Like when you're in the creator mindset, you the things in your reality don't have to be present for you to believe them, because you know that you will create them. But when you're in this survivor 3D mindset, You have to see that they exist. And so you're just repeating old cycles in a way. And um, because in our true essence, we are creators. We don't have to follow a traditional path to be successful or happy or financially abundant. You just have to follow your unique path, which is possibly no one else will understand. So you see that they don't understand your connection with the universe because they are not connected to the universal flow yet, and they still um now their block is this emotional flow, so they don't understand that connection that you have with the universe, and your block is the power struggle and the void. So you know that they are struggling, they are trying to control the external, and they have these addictions of emptiness which they don't understand. So you're projecting this on them and they are projecting this on you, and there's a disconnect in the connection. So what's the guidance for you in this situation? Yeah, so the coaching advice is the card number 5. It's just this. Energy healer. Your natural ability to heal yourself and others is needed now. So the coaching advice is that this energy has to be healed. Um, and you, as a person who's connected to the universal flow, understands that no good will come out of continuing to exhibit toxic patterns and habits. Like when a baby is born into a family, the child is taught to learn to speak and walk and everything, not the other way around. Like the parents don't have to come to the baby's level and forget how to speak, and like you always have to learn the way up, right? You have to evolve, not evolve back, right? So you understand that um, you cannot go back on the wisdom that you have now about your truth. Like once you know the truth, it's never going back, because it's you cannot unlearn the truth. As long as you were ignorant, it was working, but once you know the truth, it no longer, the situation can no longer remain the same, and you understand that. So let's see what's in the highest good of both. So, empath. You may be confusing other people's energy with your own. So, as empaths, we all have this empathic ability to some degree, and people who have this like very much aware of this gift, empath, is that they can be very affected by other people's energies, their presence. Even if they don't say anything or do anything, the energy is still perceptive to this empath. And if there is like a low vibration going on, it just becomes, it's so perceptible to the empath that they start feeling the consequences of it. So they really have to protect themselves energetically. And the guidance for this relationship is that it has to be healed if it has to move forward. Like, um, there has to be brought in more awareness if both people in the relationship are willing to see the truth for what it is. But sometimes the time is variant. Like they have to learn their own lessons in their own time. You cannot force them to learn or understand something that they do not understand. And I guess the guidance for you is that you know the truth, you know what's in the highest good of all, and you don't need to say yes to anything that brings your vibration down, because if you're an energy healer and empath, one of your um sole purpose is to hold your light in this world, like anchor your vibration in this universe, so that other people, gives other people a chance to raise their vibrations as well. So if something is bringing your vibration down, you don't have to interact with it. And this may be very hard for you, because um, they may be a very significant person in your life, but um being an energy healer, you understand the truth that um there is just one being and everybody else is just a reflection. Like, if the finger is not always scratching the nose all the time, doesn't mean that the finger and nose are not part of the same body. Like, I don't know how much sense this analogy made. What I was trying to say is that the finger and nose, they don't have to always be together to feel together. Like, they are already part of the body, one being. So keep focusing on your own energy healing, and be empathetic towards this relationship, because they have taught you a lot about your own shadows. And if this relationship is meant to be, then it will be. You cannot force it out of your life or force it into your life. If it's meant to be, it will heal and align back. So um, yeah, take this time out to really protect your energy and vibration at this time. Let's get a charm also to what action does pile one need to take at this time? Yeah, it's about choices. What are you choosing to manifest? And this is the crown. And it says power struggle. So your worth, you know who you are, you know you're this creator manifester in your life, and you should focus on creating. Everybody is responsible for their own healing journey, and you are only responsible for your own creations, your own soul growth. And you have to release those low vibrations of guilt and pity and suffering, because all of them are fears and illusions. And yeah, it's time for you to release all of that and be your best, highest self, blissful and just reverberating in unconditional love and light and creations and magic. So, yeah, just keep holding your beautiful vibration in the universe, and um, everything will happen just the way it is meant to be. Just surrender to the universal flow and just keep being your best self. So that was your reading, pile number one. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys later. Welcome, pile number two. Those of you who chose this charm of boat with an anchor on the rocks in the ocean, let's take a look at your relationship healing reading. So what is pile two's energy in this relationship? What is pile two's energy in this relationship? So I'll take this card. What is pile two's emotional wound that they are projecting in this relationship? What is their wound? Okay. What is pile two's other person energy in this relationship? What is the other person's energy? Okay, judgment. We will look at the cards later upright. So what is pile two's person projecting in this relationship? What one? Oh, that's a lot of cards. I'll take it again. What is pile two's person projecting? What wound is pile two person? What pile two's person projecting in this relationship? I already know how this relates in my life. So, anyways, what guidance or coaching advice is for pile two? Okay, what's the coaching advice for pile two? Okay. Jeez, this is so interesting. And what is in the highest good of both people involved in this relationship with pile two? Okay, so here we have all the cards for pile number two. I just really look forward to these readings because they offer so much guidance in my own relationships, and when I'm recording this on video for other people with similar energies and vibrations, um, I'm able to get so much more information. When I do it for myself, generally it's very quick and I don't give myself enough time to get in all the information. But when I'm doing it for other people, like the same information that may be useful for somebody else is also useful for me. So this is very exciting for me. So thank you, those of you who watch these videos. I'm so grateful that you watch them, and because I love doing these. Okay, anyways. Okay, universal mind. So what is your energy towards this relationship? So you think of this as the universal mind. So you probably see this other person very similar to your own energy. You think that you probably feel that they reflect a lot of your shadows in this relationship, like the imbalances that may be there, or you think of them as this may be a soulmate twin flame relationship, to be honest, because in this universal mind you don't think of them as separate, you think of them being a part of you, and you are about to receive a solution to your problem or concern. So if you have been in this energy of like, what's the solution to whatever I'm facing right now? So this universal mind is saying that you may be facing some distortions right now in this energy, in this relationship, and you will soon receive the answers to it in divine time. Now let's take a look at what are you projecting in this relationship. Oh no, that is so cute and awesome and magical, because you as I said, like, you think of them as, okay, I'll just keep it like this. So you think of them as your shadow self, and uh the what you are projecting on them. So perhaps whatever problems you guys faced or concerns or fights perhaps you guys had, those were because of the inner child wounds, the experiences that you've had till now. You are projecting those experiences and fears and wounds onto this relationship. So, this relationship is a very healing one because once you're aware of the shadows which you were made aware of in this relationship, you were able to work on your inner child wounds. One example would be perhaps when this relationship you were wanting, you had some expectations out of this relationship, the other person had some expectations out of this relationship. Perhaps you wanted more communication, affection, love. Perhaps they wanted more time and patience and time to understand this and deal with other things in their life. So nobody was doing anything wrong. Both of them were just projecting their own fears and wounds onto each other, and both of them felt discontented perhaps for some time. And but that relationship where made you so evident, like those patterns were so evident. Perhaps a very needy side of you came out which you didn't like. Perhaps a very insecure side of you or jealous side of you came out that you didn't like. So that made you aware of your shadows, and you realized more that this is because of some abandonment or rejection issues that you faced as a child because your inner child was wounded, and you took the time to love yourself, heal yourself, and tell yourself that you are worthy, you are lovable, and that you're a divine being. By doing that, you healed the inner child. And so that's how this relationship was very significant in your spiritual healing journey. Now, what energy are they projecting? Like, what's their energy in this relationship? So, we got the judgment card. So, um, perhaps they did not make the right judgment about you in this relationship. Perhaps they thought you were somebody else because they were also projecting their own wounds onto you. So perhaps they made a lot of judgments on you that was not exactly true because they were projecting their own fears, or perhaps you judged them incorrectly. Perhaps they feel like they have been judged incorrectly in this relationship. But there's a lot of like their energy is a lot of judgment, like you judged them or they judged you, or they probably think with this, which I already saw, parting ways. Perhaps they think that you have made this judgment or they have made this judgment to move on from this person or situation. Like they think that the fear, the wound that they are projecting onto you right now is parting ways. They feel abandoned, rejected. They feel like you have parted ways with them and that they have lost you, or they feel there's no future right now. But that may not necessarily be true. They just have to heal this emotional wound because this is a very significant relationship in your life, both of your lives. And you are, when we are faced to deal with our shadows, it's not the most pleasant, right? Like we are in this dark place where we are forced to see all the fears for what they are, and then realize that is not a truth, that is just an illusion. Because the truth is that whatever your heart truly desires, you are able to manifest it in this reality if you just keep putting the energy in that outcome. Like if you put your energy into your fears, that gets manifested. If you put your energy into your dreams and your truth, that gets manifested. So by realizing what is not true, you change your focus onto what is true. And so that's what's going on between you two. Let's take a look at the coaching advice. Boundaries. Yeah. So perhaps, as I said earlier, you were putting this needy energy. Perhaps this is just an example. Only take it if it resonates with you. Perhaps you were pushing the boundaries a little bit too hard. Perhaps you were trying to control this outcome of this relationship. Perhaps you wanted this to be more than something what it was. And so you were kind of encroaching on the boundaries, and this person perhaps maybe might have been a little closed off because of the stuff they were going through. So they try to put very firm boundaries. Perhaps they did not allow you in, and perhaps you allowed them in too much. So there was like this imbalance in the boundary section. But this relationship has taught you the gentle art of setting boundaries and saying no. So perhaps what they learned out of this relationship was that they have to ease in their boundaries, they have to be gentle, and they have to allow people into their truth, for a relationship to be intimate and work and be vulnerable. And what you learned perhaps out of this is that there is nothing wrong in setting healthy boundaries, there's nothing wrong in wanting your freedom, because only when the flower gets enough space is it able to bloom. If it's too crowded, if everybody's trying to encroach on the flower's space, then it's not going to bloom that much. So what you got out of this was that you realized what you deserved in relationships, and what you're not going to settle for, and what how much is the right amount of boundary to put in so that it's not becoming a barrier, but also having enough so that like people are not encroaching upon your energy and your own happiness. Like you understood that putting yourself second in a relationship is never a good idea, because if you are not happy, then your relationship will not be happy. If you're imbalanced, then your relationships will be imbalanced. So both of you learned a lot about boundaries. And what is in the highest good? The mentor card came out. So you both taught each other a lot in this relationship. You were both each other's mentors in different ways, balancing out the masculine, feminine energies. And this is a relationship that is because both people have beautiful, good intentions at heart, and they have their own stuff going on, which is blocking them. Like we have the inner child wound, and we have the fears of rejection and all of that. So they have their own fears going on. So both of them want to make this work but can't because of this stuff that needs to be healed. And as you heal and realize that they are not that this relationship is not bad because you did not get what you expected, but because it taught you so much about your own shadows, about your own healing, about your own self-love, that no other, like, there can be two situations in a relationship where one has good intentions, one does not. But in this relationship, both people had good intentions, both were learning so much out of this relationship. So this is a very beautiful connection, and I think if it's meant to be, it will come back to you. Even if you've parted ways for now, if it's meant to be, it will come back. And it's just the surrender stage of within yourselves, and the truth, like being your truth and surrendering to the universe, understanding that, having that trust in the universe that if it's meant for you and it's in your highest good, it will come back. So let's get some last few charms for pile 2 in the advice part. What charms want to come out? What advice can you give higher self to pile 2? Wow. Yeah, as I said, the surrender, taking a leap of faith. This is the leap of faith charm. So you don't know what's the next step, but you're surrendering to the divine. And this talks about like the fear, the mental conflict. This is charm of mental conflict, fears, defensiveness, like the boundaries, like either you're too defensive or too defenseless. And this is diving into the depths of your shadows. This is the mermaid charm, going into the depths of the shadows. So seeing your own shadows, and this is the pentacle on the flame. So this is a beautiful, healthy connection, and it is still growing. Even if you feel that it is not, it is still on, very much on the flame and burning as bright as ever. So, and this has opened you up emotionally. So this is like the glasses with a heart. So if you're emotionally available, I have like the crosses on them, but this is emotionally available charm. So once you heal, you become emotionally available, and this relationship is growing, and it's not over yet. So that's a reading for you, pile 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys later. Welcome, pile number 3. Those of you who chose this beautiful loudspeaker charm, I will bring in something special for you guys. Just to clear your energy and refresh you with this little, I love these agate crystals, creating a beautiful sound. So because the loudspeaker came out, I just felt I wanted to do this. Okay, now let's get to your reading, pile 3. So let's take a look at what your energy is, the viewer's energy is in this relationship. What's the viewer's energy in pile 3 in this relationship? I'll keep this going. Okay. What is the emotional wound that they are projecting? Or what energy are they projecting towards the other person in this relationship? What emotional wound? Wow. Just check this one. Yeah. This seems about right. Okay. What energy, what emotional wound is pile 2 projecting in this relationship? So you have 2 cards. I'll take both. What is the other person's energy in this relationship? Pile 3. What emotional wound are they projecting towards pile 3? What emotional wound is the other person projecting in this relationship? Wow. Everything just got destroyed over here. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm guessing a lot of destructive energy. Jeez. There's a storm over here, man. My incense burner, my light, everything got destroyed. Okay, and a few cards. Got a few out. Wow, again. That's a very strong energy to be projecting towards somebody. Oh my god. Okay, pile 3. As you can see, I'm struggling quite a bit. So this person's energy towards a relationship is quite intense, destructive, and they're quite struggling perhaps as well. Pretty sure about that, actually. Okay. What is pile 3's person projecting in this relationship? Oh, just the opposite, huh? Okay. What is the advice for coaching advice for pile 3? Damn, pile 3. What is going on with you guys? Jeez. Okay, and what's in the highest good of pile 3? What's in the highest good of this relationship and both the people? I just feel so refreshed and energized right now. That was like a chaotic energy, but very refreshing. So let's see. What is in the highest good? Look at that. Just look at that. I'm really excited to do this reading because as destructive as this is, it is quite refreshing. It's like, the birth after death, like death and rebirth sort of energy, like chaos and surrender and healing and change sort of energy. So, what's your energy in this relationship? Creative, time to get things done. Make your creative projects a priority now. So, this is the energy that you are projecting in this relationship. So, this is your energy in this relationship. So, you are perhaps focusing on your creations at this time. Like, you have perhaps, before saying anything, I just want to take a look at you are focused on yourself right now. You're focused on your creations, you're focused on your energy healing, you're focused on your inner world changes. So you are not really doing much about this relationship right now in the physical, but you are taking this time to work on yourself, to do things that make you happy and healing yourself from the shadows. And your this earth shift says you're very connected to Mother Earth, and as such you experience all that she does. So perhaps you are very in tune with nature, the moon, the sun, the stars, Mother Earth. You perhaps like to spend time out in nature. If you're watching this when it's winter, you may not even have to go outside to feel connected. The moon has its strong effect on you. Like you experience things in the moon cycle. Perhaps like for me, every full moon and new moon, something very drastic happens. So like that. So and this says energy healer, so you're taking this time out for yourself and healing from whatever like past and everything. So let's take a look at the other person's energy. Oh man. Okay, so their energy towards this relationship is that they are probably stuck in limited beliefs. This situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. So like, people may be stuck in limited beliefs. One belief may be like you have to like a limited belief that people hold that is most that is coming to me right now is people choose to stay in toxic relationships because they think it is safe, it is the right thing to do. It's bad to break a relationship because like you have vowed something to somebody, but the truth is like if a relationship is unhealthy, it's not healthy for either one. It's not that you're doing something bad, it's just that you may be more aware of something. And even if you think it is bad and things are not progressing, it's best to just take some time out to heal yourself from within, because till you change your inner world, your external world does not change. So they may be stuck in some patterns that's holding them back in this relationship. Like perhaps they may be stuck in thinking that perhaps another limited belief is like comparing yourself to other people, thinking that you have to outwit or outdo somebody else. But the truth is that they are simply a reflection of you, and by you trying to compare yourself to your reflection seems absurd, right? You don't compare yourself to your reflection in the mirror. You're one and the same. They may look different in the physical, but they are reflecting an aspect of you. And you have to understand that you are one being and you can make the most out of this life experience by not comparing yourself to other external reflections, but by being your truth, embracing your full truth, and that is unique to you. So you have to love yourself enough to walk your path. It takes a lot of courage, but this is saying this is a past life connection, and you're currently healing past life wounds. So they may be currently healing. This may not even be a past life connection. Perhaps they are currently healing from the past limited beliefs that they have incurred in this lifetime as well. So this feels like a very much past energy. This is a past, this is with this sort of energy, there, sorry, what am I saying? So, this person's energy right now is that they are functioning on limited false beliefs about self, and that's it. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it for now. Jeez. Okay, so what energy or emotional wound are they projecting? Hibernation and increase. So perhaps you guys are in not in communication right now. You guys may be in hibernation. As it says, your soul needs time alone for meditation and rest. And with this increased card, you've successfully manifested something near and dear to your heart. Perhaps if they are still operating on limited beliefs, perhaps they may be too much focused on their physical abundance, like trying to do more and more things, like trying to get more things done in this time, because they're still operating on a limited belief where we think that we need to work ourselves off to a point where we literally can't do anymore. But that's not the truth. You don't need to work hard to be successful. You just need to work in a relaxed, authentic way. But they may not realize that yet. So they may still be working like that. Or the other story here is that they are taking this time off to work on their inner self so that they can come out of this limited belief. Just like you are working on yourself, they are also working on themselves, even if you guys are not in communication right now. So that is the other situation. And let's take a look at these cards. So, the action that you can take. Okay, so this is also like a soul level connection, okay? Like just like pile 2. So, if you resonated with this pile, then you might want to check out pile 2 as well. So this says saying mirror. Everything that is happening in your external life is a reflection of your inner world. So I think most probably, for most, not most probably, for most of the people who watch this part, the second scenario is going to be more evident, because since you are focusing on your creative projects and making these shifts, energetic shifts on earth, they are also mirroring that, and they are working on their inner selves, releasing themselves of these limited beliefs. So the second situation seems more obvious here. Core values: follow your heart, make your values a priority. So the coaching advice and guidance for this relationship is that not to settle for anything that does not sit well with you. If you don't feel something is right, for example, if somebody is degrading your self-worth, or if somebody is encroaching too much on your time and energy, or if somebody is expecting you to do something that does not feel good with you, like perhaps somebody is expecting you to do something for them, or anything that makes you feel trapped, that makes you feel heavy, that makes you feel like this is not making me happy, but I'm like, you don't have to do anything to make anybody else happy. What you have to focus on is making yourself happy, and this is not a selfish thing. There's a subtle difference between narcissism and self-love, right? um, when you when you are your highest self, you're not focused on your individual self. You're focused on the highest self's best good. And that would mean healing yourself from the low vibrations of jealousy, anger, hatred, blaming, victim energy. And you will give your time and energy to those relationships that support you in holding your beautiful vibration of love and healing and creations. They are not going to restrict you to do something a certain way. They are going to let you be free. And if somebody in your life makes you feel restricted and makes you feel like you have to do something to make them happy, then that is not a healthy connection to be in. And the magic touch. You're accessing true magic from deep within. So this is a pile where both the people are doing a lot of inner work. They are playing with the universe's magic, synchronicities. This magic touch also relates to you being an energy healer. Like, people can just feel happy and healed in your presence itself. Because you have this calming presence on everyone, because your vibration is that high and elevated and so loving that it has a healing touch on people. And so yeah, that's the coaching advice. Just understand that everything that's happening to you is a reflection of yourself, and if something that does not feel right means that you have to heal it, and that you don't have to bend your core values, your boundaries, or expect it, or be or make somebody happy because they have this unhealthy, distorted expectation of you. No, that's not right. That's not healthy. Everybody is given a free will by the source, and nobody else has the right to encroach upon it. Your free will, if people who really love you in a healthy way will not obsess over you or be possessive over you. If you need to, even if you need to separate yourself from them for a while, they will be so strong and secure and loving within themselves that they will understand and let you go. Because they will realize that if it's truly meant to be, you will reconnect with them. And people who try to hold you back, they are not a healthy relationship to be in. So that's what it says. And the highest good of both people is to rejoice. You've learned how to make the most of your life, live every moment to the fullest as a creator, being happy, being blissful, being free, enjoying the journey, connecting with the universe, and yeah, just doing the impossible, man. That's so beautiful. Pile 3. Let's take some charms on your advice, coaching advice, and highest good. What charms want to come out? Okay, just one. Charm of family. And this is a feeling of your soul tribe, people who are supportive of you. People, the sad thing about people is that they may say that they are supportive, but they have a different idea about support. If people are clingy and trying to hold on to you, that is not support. That is fear-based energy. People who are really supportive of you will support you to be your true self, whatever that means. They will not try to say that I am supportive of you, but you have to be this. No. If somebody is supportive of you, they will let you be you, whatever that is. They will not question it. They will just allow and be. And this charm is talking about finding the people who allow you to be. And perhaps this relationship is one of them. So lucky you, man. Pile 3. Okay, so that was all of your reading, Pile 3. And if you guys enjoyed it, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys later.